Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense. Today I'm excited to bring you a new 2020 release for men. There haven't been an overwhelming amount of well-known new releases lately, and when we come back we're going to talk about the new Coach Blue for men. We know it's going to be nice to look at, but will it be nice to smell? We're going to find that out, that and more when we return, so stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. As mentioned, there haven't been a ton of new releases for men lately, so it's exciting when something new comes along. So the well-known designer house Coach has released a Coach Blue for men. It's in the same design or presentation as was Coach for Men and Coach Platinum. Both of these fragrances fairly well received by the fragrance community. So even though we know what the presentation is going to look like, let's go ahead and take a look at that unboxing and presentation right now. The presentation accounts for a small portion of how people generally feel overall about a fragrance, and it's really nice to see that they kept that great looking flagon. I love that glass flagon. That gradient from zero to blue is amazing. I really do like that. And right in the middle of where that changes, you've got the Coach logo with the horse pulling the wagon there, and of course that rich blue leather. I know you got a chance to see that in the unboxing. I'm going to show you that a little closer again. That is really, really nice. I don't know what the purpose of this is other than to just say, hey, this is by Coach. It's kind of their signature thing to have the tag on it. I usually don't like things like that, but I really do like that blue leather. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit unique and different. And then of course the silver on the very top with the atomizer is a nice contrast between that blue. It feels really good in your hand. It looks really good, but again, it counts for a small portion of what people really feel about the fragrance. The biggest and most important factor is the juice itself. So let's get into that juice and see what it's like. So we're going to spray it on a tester strip at first, and then we'll try it out on skin. So I have not sprayed this before, so let's prime it. 1, 2, 3. Usually 3 pumps, and that's perfect. So there's 4, 2 more on it. Can kind of smell it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the notes that are in Coach Blue. It really seems like what Coach is going for this time is they're following that adage or that maxim that less is more, because there are only 2 notes per level on that triangle, the top, mid, and base. So in the top, we've got lime and absinthe. So obviously citrus is the brightest, therefore it's put in the top because it's a greeting. It's supposed to say hello, it's supposed to spark interest, it's supposed to be bright, and certainly that is very bright. It's not really sweet. It's more on the bright and somewhat astringent side. So when I saw that it had absinthe in it, I got kind of excited. Absinthe comes in lots of different forms. I'll show you here. These are just a few of the brands. Absinthe is a drink. There's a certain way that you drink it. I'm not going to talk about that. You've seen it in photographs. You've seen it in movies. You've probably seen Johnny Depp do it in that one movie, that scene that he's famous for in the bathtub with the whole like spoon and the sugar cubes and all that. So absinthe can have varying overtures of licorice and anise and star anise and fennel, and I mean, there's just a ton of different ways. It can go from sweet to herbaceous to medicinal to astringent. What I'm assuming that they wanted to supply with the absinthe note in this fragrance is a little bit of boozy depth, you know, a little bit of licorice, dark, boozy depth, possibly even slightly resinous, slightly sweet. I'm not catching anything, honestly, in the top. So in the mid, we've got, yet again, just 2 more notes. In the mid, you've got ozone, and then you've got black pepper. Ozone, of course, is fresh, wide, ozone is represented by an aroma chemical. You ever smelled the air during a storm? When lightning strikes, it creates ozone, and it's almost like a fresh burn in your nose. So black pepper, ozone do similar things. It helps the fragrance to lift off the skin, it aerates it, and it makes it smell fresh. It adds to the fresh quality to it, just like aquatic adds a water quality to a fragrance, a blue aquatic quality. So I'm getting a little bit of that ozone. Ozone is a really nice, again, it assists with projection, it assists with some of the longevity. Primarily it's there for projection and for that fresh sensation that a blue fragrance should have, like a blue sky, like that's ozone right there. It's a representation of ozone. Finally, resting on a base of amber and cedar. So you've got your amber and cedar, your woods, and you got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of dark resin there with the amber as well. You know, both nice fixatives, nice base for a blue fragrance. So again, Coach is operating under the theory of perfumery that less is more. Smells okay, smells decent on a fragrance strip. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that it's not trying to clone anything else. It's definitely trying to do its own thing. It's trying to be a blue fragrance. But right now, what I'm getting out of it is slightly generic, a little bit of shower gel freshness. It's not bad, it's pleasant, but I want to try it on skin. I don't want to leave you with the first impression of just a tester strip. So let's try it out on skin. Going to go ahead and go for it. This by far is not a statement maker thus far. It's not super bold, so it's okay in this first impression to spray it on 5 times on skin. It's not gonna be cloying. It's not gonna choke anyone out for sure. Okay, so I am getting slightly green absinthe sensation from this on skin. It is something that you do have to spray on multiple times. I feel like you're not going to get 1 or 2 sprays of this. Isn't going to go very far. So you're definitely going to have to spray more than just 1 or 2 sprays to get a sense of where it's coming from. So I am getting a little bit of that slightly medicinal, slightly sweet, little bit boozy absinthe sensation in the top there. I just wish and I hope and I wish, if I'm using that correctly, chronologically, that it stays into the mid, into the dry down. I like the smell. The smell is pleasant. It is very, very pleasant. Is it as pleasant as the presentation is nice? Not quite. This is gorgeous. This is lovely. This isn't not necessarily something I would call gorgeous and lovely in terms of a smell. It doesn't really remind me of anything else, so it is trying to be its own thing, but is it a classic, timeless, quick, easy, dumb grab that would turn into a signature scent? Does it have that versatility for summertime fragrance that boasts a seasonal, year-round versatility that could quite possibly become a signature scent? That I don't know. I can't tell you that in a first impression. I'll actually have to wait for the full review to give you my thoughts on that. It might be trying to be that, but I don't think it's succeeding, at least in my initial impression. Now, Coach for Men and Coach Platinum, these fragrances make a statement. They're bold, they're fresh, they're a little bit different each from the other, and they say something to you. This is saying something, but it's almost like someone in a nightclub that's sitting 2 tables down. They're saying something to you, and you're leaning forward, but you can't, you hear noise, you see their mouth moving, but you don't understand what they're saying at all. And so finally you get tired and you say, "Can you speak up? I can't hear anything that you're saying." And so they yell, but with the same results. You still don't understand what they're saying. Unfortunately, in that situation, what's gonna happen sooner than later? You're gonna ignore them, because it's frustrating to want to be engaged and not be engaged. I'm afraid that's a good analogy for what Coach is doing thus far. I was kind of afraid that it might be kind of a summertime money grab for Coach to want to go ahead and throw out a blue fragrance. Hey, it's warm weather, let's throw out a blue fragrance. Let's charge 87 bucks, full price 87. That's where I paid for this, got it from Macy's. It's not currently at discounters. It's definitely not gonna be something, I can tell you this without going into a full review, and I'll mention it again during my full review. This is not something so far that I would recommend paying that much for. I would wait until it's at online discounters for a really good reduced rate. Even then, you know, be careful how much you pay for it. It's definitely not going to be one of those you want to pay, you know, 70, 80 bucks for. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out Coach Blue with me. It has been fun. I do like that presentation a lot. It's a beautiful flagon. However, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like, at least thus far in my initial impression, that the fragrance is living up to the actual presentation. However, I'm going to be wearing this over the next week or so. I will come back with a full-on review. Hopefully it'll grow positive legs during that time, and I will let you know. Make sure to hit that bell icon so that you know when that full-on review gets uploaded. Thank you again so much for stopping by and checking out my first impressions of Coach Blue, and thank you so much, as always, for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.